As you're protecting the members of the society, we are fighting for the right of children. Where do we place the right of the elderly? Right?
Actually, a lot of time we hear the rights of women, rights of people with a disability, the rights of children. Then where are the rights of
Who
the
talks
elderly?
about the rights of the elderly? I took care of this man when I was still nursing my son. And this man, I remember at some point...
Did he have a family? Did he...
Yes, he had a family. I remember at some point this man was very sick. And now even people in my community started warning me. And they even sent my dad, tell your daughter, if anything happens to this man, she'll be held accountable. And when a state officer like a chief is being used by an old man to send an old lady out of where she has been living with no justifiable reason, I mean, you fail to understand what kind of officer.
Hello viewers, again this is Lucy Mworia. Welcome to Lucy Mworia Network, and we want to thank you so much for the continued support that you've been doing since we started. It's been barely a month, but we are growing so fast. So if you have not subscribed, please do so that you'll not miss our inspiring, enticing videos that we'll be uploading. We upload like 3 times a week. Today we have a different kind of a guest. Like I told you, this platform is for everybody, and it is about aging and retirement, and we'll be having professionals, people who know something on aging, retirement, or challenges that our aged and retired are facing. And today we have a special guest who is a mediator. She's a paralegal, is a law fourth year student at the University of Nairobi, and her name is Esther Munyi. Today we have Esther Munyi. Karibu, yes. Esther.
Thank you so much, Lucy. I'm so delighted to be here. Thank you for inviting me. And I have a passion for the old in society. And when you gave me this call to come and attend this show, I was so happy, because I know from this show, we are going to get a solution to what our elderly are facing in society.
Thank you very much, Esther, even for the willingness, the support, and wanting to come and talk about our elderly and what you do. Here you tell us you are a paralegal and a mediator. To a lay person like me and many others out there, can you tell them who is a mediator and who is a paralegal? What do they do?
Sure. Personally, being a mediator, it means you coming in between two people who have a conflict or they have an issue. You coming in as a neutral person. You're bringing this party and this other party to a ground where they'll discuss their issue and find a solution to it. You know, in our Kenyan legal system, we have different ways of solving disputes. And one of the ways of solving dispute is an alternative dispute resolution. In alternative dispute resolution, we have mediation. Mediation is one way that is recognized in our republic as a way of solving dispute. You can solve so many disputes except criminal disputes. These civil disputes that emerge from the way people conduct or relate in society can be solved through a mediation. The reason why we advocate for mediation, it's because it is easy and you do not spend a lot of time. You know, court processes spend a lot of time, they're expensive, you know, and sometimes they bring like a division in families. But mediation, it brings people, like, if people are so high, so tensed, it brings them to reason together. And again, within the shortest time possible, you are able to resolve the issue.
And when you talk about the difference between the criminal and what did you call the other one?
Civil.
The civil cases. Yeah. Can you give us the examples of civil cases that as a mediator you could solve?
I want to relate with where I come from. Where I come from, customary law is more applicable, and especially in matters succession and land issues. Yeah, when we talk about civil, these are personal matters, like the way me and you can relate in society. Criminal matters that are conducted by the Republic. The Republic is the custodian of life. So if I kill someone today...
Civil, could it be like these fights, like between a husband and the wife? Solve those? Those are criminal?
They are not criminal per se, but they can be criminal. If a husband kills a wife, then it's a crime. Right? Yeah. But let's
just
say...
killing?
No, not really. Even assault.
About assault?
Yes, it is. Okay. Yeah, we have felonies, we have misdemeanors. Yeah. Those are criminals. But in a family, let's say a wife and a husband have had misunderstanding and they decide to separate. You can come in as a mediator, get to know what's the problem with the wife. What does she not like about the husband? What is the problem with the husband? What does he not like about the wife? Bring them together, reason together. If they can reconcile, well and good. If they cannot, then have a parting way.
So does it mean that you don't even need to go to school for mediation? Is there a mediation school? Is there a course called mediation?
Yes.
Or anyone who is able to come in between and solve a problem is a mediator?
Yes, there is a school for mediation. Here in Kenya. The course takes roughly 40 weeks for you to qualify to be a mediator. And to me, what I would say, mediation is like a call. You really need to have a lot of patience. You really need to have a lot of understanding about the laws, the regulations. Someone will come here and tell you something and you feel like, this one, I think you really need maybe counseling. This is just beyond us. You get, eh? There are issues that will be brought and you feel like maybe this person was just triggered by something, but we can talk.
So as a mediator, who comes in to bring people together or to solve issues, and you are a young person, I could see. How do you tell me that you've been working with the older people and solving their problems in the society? Do they really, especially as a woman, as a girl, and a young one, can the elderly in our country listen to you?
Lucy, I'll not lie to you, it has not been easy. Let us not even talk about the society, even from the family where you come from. They first have a perception about ladies, girls, like people believe if there's anything that people should talk about, it should be about men. The gender inequality is everywhere, regardless of the profession, or actually even in our very own homes, where you see there's a problem, you want to bring people to talk together and they're like, no, I don't think you're the right person. You first start having that biasness or the rejection from your right-hand people. The people you expect to support you, they're the people who will feel like
even
you as a
lady. Even as a professional mediator, still they don't believe in you as a woman.
Even in the society, yes. Even in the society, they'll just look at you, and especially now to people like us who have this small body, someone to say like,
even the body size matters?
Oh yes, people judge you. Yes, that actually, if me and you walked out today here, someone will take you more seriously than they'll take me.
Because of my body size?
Yes.
Wow, where
But again, now when you go out to people who you can reason to, they listen to your reasoning and someone will be, wow.
So you said you are a mediator and a paralegal.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Paralegal is a course, it's a unit. Like you'd say a paralegal is a diploma in law. I went through my 2 years of paralegal at Kenya School of Law. That is where I started. And the difference between a mediation is a professional course. Paralegal is what would I call it? It's a legal course. Like we have paramilitaries. They're not per se militaries. We have paralegals. They're not per se lawyers, but they understand the law. They have the knowledge of the law because they have been taught the law.
Also, paralegal, you can do partly work that is done by a lawyer, although you are not.
Yes, I can understand the law. Yes, I have the understanding of the law. I can help a lawyer. You know, I like basically me where I work as a legal assistant. You know, like if my boss or if my employer needs something. If I have in our office, in our office we have company secretaries who have not done law, and me, I'm a company secretary who has done law.
Which office is this?
I work with CM Advocates, but we have an affiliate that is called Belma Consulting. Belma Consulting is a company secretary, corporate secretarial firm. So if there's an agreement that requires a lawyer's knowledge, I'll be involved. You see, in my society, if sometimes when I go back to the village and there's something that requires a lawyer's interpretation, people come to me. Oh. They know I'm not an advocate, okay, but I understand.
But they
the
know
concepts.
You understand. The
law. I understand the concepts of the law.
So how do you make it known to the society, to regular people, that this is what you do? Like, how would I know? Like myself, you never told me. I wouldn't even know you can help me in interpreting the law.
The way, okay,
do you advertise yourself?
No, I don't. Actually, when I go to the village, I do not advertise myself. I just act like that village girl. But when there are disputes,
you show up.
Yes.
I'll
stand up and say, this is what the law says about that particular issue. You know, like recently there was an issue of a girl, let me say, in a family, in a succession issue that has not proceeded to court. Yeah, there's this girl who was married in this family, and now she wants to come and displace the legitimate children of the family, claiming she is the right child of that family. And when this family approached me like with their issue, I had to sit down and do my legal opinion about that issue. What does our law say about the illegitimate children or the stepchildren who come to the family? Oh. What does the law say about them? Do they have a right? Can they be counted as dependents? Okay, if now in that issue, this girl had come to this family, and now she wants to, she's gone actually to sue the children of the family, claiming that she's the right beneficiary of that family.
And she was born outside wedlock.
And she came with a mother and found children in this home. How do you come and remove the legitimate children of this home, claiming that they are no longer children, simply because they are not able to defend themselves? Oh. You see? Now when this family approached me, you know, you understand in the village there are people who cannot afford the legal fee. I went down, did my legal opinion, and called this family. I had a teleconference with them, advised them on the law. What does the law say about this girl? What does the law say about the children who are born in this family? You see? And after that, now, because now I wanted to understand, are you guys able to go to court? No, they are not able to go to court. So what do we do?
What are the reasons that people could not be able to go to court? Is it because they don't know, or because they can't afford, or what is it?
Most of the time, it's a lack of legal knowledge, or they do not understand their rights. Secondly, it's because it is costly. You know, eh?
But and you do at no cost?
Legal advice, I take it as my time to learn.
Or like giving back to the society.
Yes, like giving back to the society. Like this issue, I took it as myself learning what are the rights.
But I'm sure you're not going to continue like that.
No, of course,
Esther?
No.
So Esther, you told me that actually how I connected with you on the social media, you told me that how much you've been a mediator on issues concerning the elderly, and you've had a lot of interest on the elderly issues. And so what motivated you to do this? Especially about the elderly, that's my concern.
Lucy, let me tell you, where I grew up in Isiolo, in Kambiaju. That is where I was born and bred. So in my younger age, I had this heart of helping. So at some point, back I think in Form 2, there's this old man who would come to our home, and every time he would request us like to shave his hair, you know, wash his clothes, and I was just like, wow, I think this is good. Then during that time, my daddy employed an old man to live with us, like our security guard at the gate. So this old man used to tell us about how wealthy he used to be when he was young, and now he has nothing. You see, this man has come to work for us.
Yeah.
We are hosting him. He's now depending on us. But he's telling us about the way he used to work in Tanganyika. You see, the way he used to work for the military, but now he has nothing.
What happened?
During that time, I really cannot tell what happened to this old man, but I remember from his stories he would tell us about the way his children abandoned him and the way he was sent away from Tanganyika. I do not know what he had committed, whatever crime.
Was he a Tanzanian?
No, he was a Kenyan.
Oh.
But he was sent away from Tanganyika to come to Kenya, back home. Now he had nothing. Now he's looking for a place to be hosted.
And his children deserted him?
Yes.
Are they
Now that is
living
the
there?
greatest part. The children deserted him, and I remember at some point when he was ailing, we tried reaching his family, but they could not come. At the point, even when this man slept, like when he died, the family did not come to bury him.
Wow, he was buried by your family?
Yes, we buried him at one of those government cemeteries.
In Isiolo?
Yes.
So could it have influenced how you think today about the elderly, their sufferings, and also to influence you to have studied the mediation?
Yes. That influenced me, one, to even study law.
Of which you are a fourth-year student.
Yes, that is why today I'm in my 4th year. And it makes me happy to see myself, through my struggles, I've managed to get to 4th year. You know why it influenced me to study law? It's because the society we're living in. I used to wonder, why can't the government come in and help these people? What does the law say about these people? Do we have like rights for these old people?
Imagine your own children deserted you until some people from nowhere buries you in a public cemetery.
Exactly.
Did they have a land? Did they exist somewhere, those children?
Yes, the children were there from whatever he used to tell us, because at some point we were able even to trace his family. I think the children just distanced themselves from their daddy.
After he lost his job.
Yes, and because of the way the daddy used to treat them when he was working. Now the feeling, hey, you mzee, you just suffer like that. You made us suffer when we were young. Now it is our time. We really do not want to be associated with you. So that was the first case that I had while I was growing up. Now I've completed my paralegal studies. I've even started working. And now one day I was just at home as a new mommy. I have a baby, he's 9 years. So as I was at home, there's this old man who came to our home and he was looking for food. And I was like, where are you from? He told me, someone just told me to come to this home, I'll get food. Okay, it started there. I gave the man food, water. Then this man actually moved from wherever he was and came and started living in our neighborhood.
So that he could come for food from you.
And Lucy, I took care of this man when I was still nursing my son. And this man, I remember at some point...
Did he have a family? Did he...
Yes, he had a family. I remember at some point this man was very sick. And now even people in my community started warning me. And they even sent my dad, tell your daughter, if anything happens to this man, she'll be held accountable. I remember having a very serious discussion with my dad about that old man. And I told my dad, you know what I know? Is that every man has a right to life. And every person has a right to a dignified life. And this mzee, regardless of him being whatever he is or whatever he's
That
done.
time you are not even a mediator or
No,
a trained
I was
paralegal?
not.
Okay.
I had just finished my diploma, and I had worked with an NGO in Moyale, and I was just a new mommy at home. So I took care of this mzee. My daddy allowed me to do what I wanted with the mzee because I had this passion of helping the elderly.
Besides those ones who was your watchman, your dance watchman, this other one who came begging for food, now that you are a career mediator and a paralegal, a law student who wants all the rights for the elderly, are there like experiences you've ever had? Have you done any cases for some of these older people? Have you done?
I've done a mediation with an old man. After that incident, I moved from Isiolo, got a contract in Namanga for 2 years. I met an old man there in Namanga who had lost his mental ability, like he could not remember what had happened to him. And this man was really suffering. I spoke to this man. He really didn't want to go back to his home. His wife and children had deserted him. And I personally, I asked him, do you have a home? Like, do you have brothers? Do you have a family?
What tribe was he?
He was a Kikuyu. And I asked him, would you want to go back home to your people? You know, every time when I talk to you about your daughter cannot help you because of her status. Your son cannot. Your wife, we do not know even what happened to her. Would you want to go back to your brothers? And at first he was very resistant about it. Like, no, I don't want. Then with time, I got to talk to him, like, you know, like
using your mediation skills, yeah.
Like, you know, bringing him close to the reality that you have a life after this. You can no longer continue sustaining yourself here. Maybe after 2 years, I'll not be in Namanga. What will happen to you? And Lucy, let me tell you, one day after I'd left Namanga, this mzee called me and told me, Esther, you know what? I want to go back to my brothers.
After you cancelled him.
I called the brothers and asked them, this mzee wants to come home. And they were so ready to receive their brother. As we are talking today, that mzee is back home to his brother.
So you're trying to say some of this resistance is lack of knowledge?
Some of them is lack of knowledge.
Or the creation of that atmosphere, yes. The understanding between the two parties.
The lack of knowledge and the fear of being judged. Lucy, you left home when you had everything, when you're still young with energy. Now you're coming home with nothing. How do you face people? You know?
So that is why these old men are suffering. Also.
Yes, because I fear I'll be judged. How will my brother look at me? I mean, where am I going? So
how do you finish this fear now?
No, when we now get to talk, yeah, you get to show these people, despite the world judging us, this is our family. This is my blood. Let my blood judge me, but they can't send me out of home. They'll not kill me. Yeah? You did not kill anyone when you left home. You left home because you wanted to build a nice future, a beautiful future for yourself. But this has not happened. I have to go home. I can go home. Then, when this person is now has softened the heart, now you, as me, Esther, try to talk to the other family. This is your brother. We cannot reject our blood.
That's the work of a mediator.
Yes. You bring this family together. They'll tell you, you know, when he had money, he did not help. Yes.
Any other type of cases?
Yeah. There's one that I'm trying to bring now. This one has been a bit difficult that now has led me to now seek advanced help. I have engaged the National Council, National Aid Service Council. I have a friend there, a lady. She's been assisting me because now this case is too diverse. It's too diverse. You know, there are issues like, as I said, me being a legal student, there are things that are beyond me. I cannot do them. You require people who are like advocates, You know, you require people who have much knowledge in such issues. So this is my latest case. I can tell you I've started handling it this year in July. It has not been easy. It has given me sleepless nights, and that is why I am here today, Lucy. There's this lady. They separated with the husband like 35 years ago.
So these are old people?
Yes, in their 70s or in their 80s, yeah? And now the husband is trying to use his children and his grandchildren, who are not even part of the family, to send this woman away from where his son had left him. You know, this woman, like he was sent by the husband away when he was still a young girl. He's not managed to secure a place for herself. Now the son saw the need of the mother coming to live with him.
Instead of just living in the streets.
Now the son is late.
Dead.
The wife is late. Now this old lady has been left to take care of the grandchildren. But the husband will not let her rest.
The former husband?
Yes, the former husband will not let her rest. He is now using the children who came with their mother to come and send this old lady away from this place where the son left him. And you know, surprisingly, Lucy, this old man has now even corrupted the area officers, the chiefs. Like this man will just go to the chiefs. They
collude to chase the old 80-year-old. What size of the land does she really need?
Oh my goodness, Lord.
Does she need like to take the whole land at 80 years?
What does she need? She just needs a place to put her head and rest, right?
And the husband, the former husband doesn't want that?
He will not let her rest. I mean, Lucy, you know our security officers, our constitution, Article 57 of our constitution says that the state will protect the elderly. And when a state officer like a chief is being used by an old man to send an old lady out of where she has been living with no justifiable reason, I mean, you fail to understand what kind of officers do we have.
So who needs to stand in for this lady now here? Besides you, the mediator,
to me,
do you think the government has a role like the state officers? Can you talk to them?
To our government and to our state officers.
Like the chiefs?
Like our chiefs, like the wazee wa nyumba kumi, like our county commissioners. They have a role to protect the elderly in society. The Constitution mandates them to protect the elderly, not only giving them the wages that they're given at the end of the month, but they need to ensure that the elderly live a dignified life. We have the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. These old people are born free. They are equal to any person in society. This is my call to the state officers and to our government. We have a bill that has been pending, the care and protection of the elderly. It's the high time this bill is assented to. Part 2 of that bill gives the right of the elderly. It's a high time when this society, when our morals in society are being corroded. It's the high time we have this bill assented to ensure that even our children know that the elderly deserve a dignified, a respected life.
Supposed to pass this bill? The parliament? Our parliament or the Senate? Or both?
Both.
Can you talk to them?
To our senators, to our parliament. When we voted, the elderly voted for you. We have a population of over 1 million elderly members of the society. I am sure this population of over 1 million people voted for you to protect their life, For you to protect their rights, we do not need to have a delay in this. The Universal Declaration, the Article 46 of the care and protection of the elderly talks about how matters should be resolved for the elderly. They do not need to be delayed. Their issues do not need to be delayed. Passing of this bill should not be delayed. It's the high time we acted upon that. Parliament, the Senate, is up to you. Let's have this bill assented to. Let's have the elderly protected. Let's have their rights being upheld.
Esther, do you think the Law Society of Kenya, which has all the bunch of lawyers, you very soon joining this clutch of lawyers, do you think they have a role to play on how our elderly are being treated in this country, including pushing these bills to go through?
Absolutely. The Law Society of Kenya has a role to play. You know, as a dignified body where we ensure that laws are adhered to, the Law Society of Kenya has a role. Like, I mean, as you're protecting the members of the society, we are fighting for the right of children. Where do we place the right of the elderly? Right?
Actually, a lot of time we hear the rights of women, rights of people with a disability, the rights of children. Then where are the rights of
Who
the
talks
elderly?
about the rights of the elderly? I think the chairperson, Mr. Theory, this is a call to you. It's a high time as we put on table to discuss about the right of children. Let's talk about the right of the elderly. These are the people who carry our heritage. These are the people who carry all the history we have. If today I went and sat down with my grandma, she'll tell me everything about my culture. How do I protect this old woman?
If you have not subscribed yet, you hear we are changing lives, we are hearing stories, we are coming with solutions. Please subscribe now and be part of this movement, this channel. This is our platform. It's there for everyone. Like our mediator said, I just understood what is to be a mediator. Today, we speak to the Speaker of the Senate, the Speaker of the National Assembly, and also the Chairman, the Uri of the Law Society of Kenya. The ball is on your side. Save our elderly people. Save them, let them understand what they do not understand. Some of them are suffering because they don't even know what the law says about them. Let us be serious. Let us take our elderly community seriously. And today we've had our mediator, Madam Esther, and we say thank you so much for availing yourself. Unless if you want to tell the viewers, if one wanted a mediator, where could they find you? Is there a contact that you can find you? Or is there a place where we can find mediators? If you didn't show up yourself to me, I wouldn't have known. Maybe I have issues also that need a mediator. So can you tell them where to find you or other mediators where they could be found? Because I think you are the first aid of the League of Fraternity.
Thank you, Lucy, for having me here. And to our viewers, as Lucy said, let us subscribe to this channel. We get to sharpen our knowledge and our skills in various and diverse fields, both in our social and our legal platforms. To my channel, to our viewers, my name is Esther. I'm on Facebook as Esther Mworia. On all social medias, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, you'll find me as Esther Mworia. For any questions, I invite you to inbox me. Feel free to get through me through my channel. About mediation, the Law Society of Kenya, we have so many mediators who are registered. We have also an association of mediators. The link is on Google. You can search for any mediators that you would wish to have. I'll be free to share any mediation to answer any questions regarding issues that you could be having. Ask any question. Wherever I'm available, I'll share with you and be able to answer. To our young people outside there, I want to invite you to protect the right of the elderly, because this is where we started. This is our origin. To the people, as much as our morals are being eroded or corroded by a lot of things that are happening around, let us remember that morality is part of the law. People will argue that in law we separate morals from the law, but we cannot have a society where there are no morals. One of the basic things about morals is to respect the elderly, to protect them, because soon you are getting there. Soon you will be old. And the definition of an old person, as per the Constitution, is someone who is above 60 years. How far are you from getting to 60? Soon we'll be regarding you as an elderly. Would you want people to treat you the way you are treating the elderly? Basically, no. I want to be loved when I'm old. I want to be cherished when I'm old. I want to share this wisdom when I'm old. Let us protect it.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank
you, Miriam. The story is there. The ball is on your side. Let us protect the elderly.